Hello, everybody. Kingwood Media Police Crimes Report, August, October 6, 2019, or 2025. Wow, my head is screwed. I am Christopher Wood. I am 53 years old, and I am a full physical identity theft victim of Ontario Provincial Police. Very serious, proven skull deforming, brain injuring, body mutilations, which I have not been able to show because I am medically blacklisted and I cannot get proof of the damages done to me internally. Externally, I've been through very serious skull deforming, 100% proven identity changes. I am a 6-year slave traffic, torture, intended homicide victim, identity theft, identity fraud, disability fraud through police and their junkies. I spoke O.p.p, human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and money laundering through the Morning Star mission. August 6, 2019, on the corner of Bridge and Center Street, I was shot by something. Ex-O.p.p chief or commander went by, driving a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved at me. I waved back. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him. I now know who that black truck was. It was an O.p.p cop named Barty. They are both guilty of first-degree, premeditated, conspired, attempted homicide with intent to commit. Staff Sergeant, years 2019-2021, kidnapping and sodomy sex assault. Shannon Court, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward. Christine Schultz, Stacy, a Kingston mental health worker, AMHS, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, blonde-haired, heavy-set woman. Shelley Hefner, had me kidnapped May 27, 2021, 24 hours after me asking for help with the crimes against me. That was done 24 hours after me asking for help in an attempt to shut me up, so I would not have been talking about what I was talking about, showing what I was showing, proving what I was proving, by whom, how, and why. I'm having a hard time breathing. My lungs have been seriously screwed on me. I am also the end of my bloodline as well. There is also Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Kane 7224, Ontario Provincial Police Drug Cop. Spencer Mills shows up at your door. I hope you have body bags, because that's where people will end up. And that is no joke. Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, it's organized trafficking, framing, identity thefts and frauds, medical blacklist and file falsifications for treatment refusals, discrimination, and blacklisting, assuring victims get no medical help or proof as to the crimes against them internally. Girlfriend to Stacy, Kingston AMHS, Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. She also goes by Dr. Margie V. She is guilty of first-degree premeditated homicide, attempted homicide against me, with the intent to commit and cover up through the file falsifications for the discrimination blacklisting. Other doctors who are guilty of treatment refusals, discrimination, and other very serious crimes against me, including having me falsely charged twice in an attempt to cover the crimes they're guilty of, and also in an attempt to give me a criminal record, which I never previously had. No association with anybody, with any police named Pryor or anyone else. Had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to being shot and everything happening to me. Going to the hospital, being treated like a piece of shit, being name called, being belittled, being locked in rooms, being treated like a nutcase, like this is a psychological thing, all in an attempt to try to get away with what gotten away with. I was getting up a lot of the time and I was walking out, and that was their way to try to say I would cause problems, which is not the case, and refusing treatment, not the case. I was not going to be treated like a piece of shit and have what was happening to me happen and actually take it. Excuse me, there's Dr. Joy Hadley, there's Dr. Barton, and Dr. Pritchard. They both think that sex assault is funny, and one actually tried to have me committed for having it happen to me. And that's a fact because I'm a man and who it was done by. Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Um, whew, sorry, I'm having a lot of memory loss. Holy fucking this help us everybody. Ex-CEO Cubby Duck, patient relations are all criminally negligent involved, co-committing and having me falsely charged, justice of the peace, threats, intimidations, accusations, stating I was high on marijuana and hallucinating being sodomized to prevent any arrest on anyone. Also done in an attempt to try to prevent anything legal on her for being named. The very same day I went to get private prosecution and file before I had a chance to do it to her and everyone else, it was done to me. Lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, and the time buying in hopes of deniability while still guilty and very much involved with the crimes. The extortion of $22,000, having my mother stalked, tortured, and her life was taken December 20th, 2020 through two accomplices. And one actually thinks that he and I were switched at birth, believes that he is my dad, and was calling my mother mom. He was also stalking children for ex-O.p.p chief or commander for sex slavery trafficking at Tim Hortons daily when he wasn't stalking me and my mother. He was originally, before that, he came from Picton, Ontario. Many alias names: Bill Woldridge, Bill Coolidge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Maven, Robert Cross are some of his alias names. Bald glasses, sometimes a goatee, lives behind a law office on Center and Bridge Street, pretty much right where I was shot. And once again, he thinks he and I were switched at birth, believes he is my dad, and was calling my mother mom. Stephen Maven is one of the alias names he uses, and which is the name of a wanted escapee walk away. He also has James Bubbles, Robert Cross, Bill Delarosable, Bill Woldridge are just a few of his names. And the other is Blair Hardy Kane, Blair Kane Hardy, alleged O.p.p supervisor. He is a meth trafficker. He is guilty of raping a woman in 2021 at 45 Dundas Street East, Apartment 3 in Napanee, Ontario, who is now deceased. He tried to collect welfare through my address, no association with him in any way, shape, or form. He is a meth trafficker. He is a stalker, once again, alleged O.p.p supervisor, and a possible serial life taker. Other drug-fed, money-paid lowlifes who are untouchable, including one is Robert Kane, O.p.p drug cop's alleged boyfriend, lover, who is Tyler Teabag Lake, approximately 35 years old. He is guilty of torture crimes against me, identity theft, and 100% provable, no association, no relation, and yet I have pictures where I look just like him. Jason Van Alstyne, guilty of torture crimes against me, 6 years stalking, stroke victim, but still very dangerous and still very provable, his crimes against me, including identity theft and attempted homicide with intent to commit for disability fraud. He's also guilty of possible life taking in 2021 for O.p.p. as well. He sells laced fentanyl for Robert Kane between Napanee and Kingston because their overdose, homicides, and crimes are easier to cover up. Addicts and homeless. They're also involved with causing homelessness as well. Bert Hustler, he is a schizophrenic, meth head, in a permanent psychosis, thinks that I am Maggie, believes that he used to play hockey in the NHL for the Philadelphia Flyers and Hartford Whalers, guilty of brain injury, torture crimes, and attempted homicide. Raymond LeBlanc, him and Tyler Lake are guilty of torturing and taking my dog Runt's life, March 24, 2023. Harry Hartwick, Dale Hartwick, Tony Hearns, Harry Hartwick, and Dale Hartwick are my cousins. Harry Dale Hartwick personally told me of his involvement before he realized what he had said and to whom. Guilty of torture crimes, brain injury, body mutilations, and attempted homicide with the intent to commit for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife or ex-wife's boyfriend. Tony Anthony, Axel Rose Hearns, long red hair. They are all registered sex offenders. They are all drug addicts, drug traffickers with and for O.p.p. None of them can be touched without $22,000. The extortion, once again. There is also a Robert Hanna who is involved in the Kingston part. He is an ex-Bath prisoner. He is involved. He has an internet ban. He gets online on Facebook and TikTok as Jimmy Fry. He has an internet ban for child sex offenses and child pornography. He gets on as Jimmy Fry. His name is Robert Hanna, and there is write-ups in the Kingston Whig Standard about his crimes as well. Him and his boyfriend Edward Alex Robichaud. There is others involved who are guilty of brain injury, torture crimes. I now have holes in the back of my head. I have tubes in the back of my head, and I also have what feels like a plate that's magnetized inside my skull. No surgeries prior to or after being shot, along with the physical changes. All of this started to happen to me after I was shot, so I would like to know exactly what was put into me and what I am being prevented from finding out, besides what I have physically proven and shown from the full identity changes I have been through. You are guilty of ending a bloodline by doing this. You took away my mother's life. You took my dog's life. You're taking my identity. You're stealing my memories, completely numbing me down. Urine and feces tortures, which is 100% provable. Death threats, obstructions, gag order threats, which led to death threats against my wife, who we were no longer together, and my nephew for forcible confinement, for torture crimes, and attempted homicide against me. This is a very serious game that's been played against me while I've been going through this. Once again, no legal rights, medical rights, or human rights. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled, beware, because they have no care or concern for your life in any way, shape, or form. They have proven it just how dangerous they are and what they will do to commit their crimes and get away with them and to have them covered up. The lies, the time buying once again in hopes of deniability. I have proof of going to the police and trying to get arresting and charging for the crimes against me, plus OIPRD and other means of trying, and no luck whatsoever. No matter what I've been going through, no matter how much torture I get, no matter how much mutilations I get, there is nothing I can do about it. I have to put up with it and be in excruciating pain 24/7. My brain, after I was shot, I started getting electric shocking, whatever it was shot into me, started moving through my ear to my occipital lobe where I was getting electric shocking, burning. Blood vessels were being burned out and spider veining across my skull. I had to shave my head because of my hair was being burned off, and from all the damages being done to my skull and going through the deforming just to show that and prove that it was actually happening, because of all the lies against me, lies about being suicidal self-harmer, lies about drugs I do not do. I am wood, life, tree. There is no suicidal self-harmer in any way, shape, or form in me. So 100% lie, and nobody has to prove any different. Once again, no criminal record or history, no association with any wards, shrinks, AMHS, or mental health prior to or after anything happening, except for being forced into a program to, in an attempt to admit that I was the one guilty of the crimes against me while wanting a trial so people don't have to prove their crimes and making me pay for everything. 100% criminal, and there is nothing psychological about it. So I asked families of murdered and missing, because of what I can show, what I have proven. Take a look at my other videos if this is not blocked out, because I have Pegasus and other police spyware software being used on me by a cop's brother in an attempt to copy in my background, in an attempt to block out my videos, to have it shadow banned so none of this is getting out of the crimes that are happening against me and others. Very, very serious crimes that are involved in ending bloodlines, because I am the end of mine. Once again, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Dale Hartwick, Tony Hearns, Robert Barry, Brandon Barry, Bert Hustler, Harry Hartwick, Dale Hartwick, Tony Hearns, Raymond LeBlanc, Jason Van Alstyne, and the other garbage that's involved, but I cannot name names under the threat of other homicides possibly happening that will be covered up, and that is a given. I have no longer any feeling or stimulation in my head or my brain in any way, shape, or form from being injured. It has nothing to do with drugs. I do not even drink alcohol. Very, very, very rarely. Rarely. I spoke police crimes, and after I was shot, I became a revenge retaliation victim for what I had said and tried to report and save lives against these dangerous police. Once again, be safe, beware. They have no care or concern for life, and neither do the criminal doctors at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. You are a commodity that they think that they own, that can be bought, sold, and traded. Identities and lives. And this is all about drug money and drug addicts committing identity theft for identity fraud and disability fraud for more drug money, and in return, the police get revenge, retaliation, homicide against their victims through their low lives. Well done, you pieces of shit terrorists, especially around Napanee and area, because you know that there is no help around here for the crimes that you are committing. How many others has this been done to and gotten away with and covered up as well? Victims that possibly didn't have a chance to get their story out or show what had happened or anything else, from being seriously brain injured, possibly trafficked, possibly having their lives taken and having it covered up as a suicide or a drug overdose or whatever, using those bullshit narratives to cover your asses up and not having to prove nothing. Somebody better get arrested and charged, and it sure the fuck is not gonna be me again. I've been going through this for 6 years, and I am not gonna go through anymore. If anything more happens to me, it's gonna prove more revenge retaliation. And once again, because I am having Pegasus and other police software spyware being used on this, I hope this is seen, liked, subscribed, share, and check out my other videos to see proof, because damages are done to me. I am Christopher Wood. I am 53. This is Napanee, an area where they have no care or concern for life, and this is no joke.